If that person's not committed, it's not gonna work. What's up, Working Fam? It's your boy Cameron.
And your girl Eden.
And we are back with another video.
Yes.
Look, today we're going to be talking about relationships, long distance relationships to be particular, and how to make that thing work.
We were in a long distance relationship pretty much up until we were married.
We was in a long distance relationship for a year to a year and a half, really about a year and a half. And it was up to the point by the time she got back and we was in one place, we was getting engaged.
And it was work. You gotta work at it, guys.
I mean, it was some true work. I mean, for real. Ours went kind of smooth, though.
There were a few bumps, but it went...
Ours was kind of smooth. Hey, ours was kind of smooth.
That's a story for another time. It was perfect.
Look, check this out. I was in California. She was all the way out in New Jersey. So, I mean, we was literally on two different sides of the country. And if that ain't long distance, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, that thing was long. We wasn't really seeing each other. Well, we were seeing each other.
That's true. We flew back about once a month. We tried to.
About once a month. We did have a few breaks. Like 3 months.
One stint, though.
Yeah, 3 months was kind of...
I played volleyball. I was in season, so...
We first gonna start off letting y'all know exactly how to not go about a long distance relationship. Because I think that's very important.
Yeah, and there are things that will kill it right off the bat, or just eventually.
If that person don't got time for you, it's not gonna work. If that person's not committed, it's not gonna work. If that person is not trustworthy, it's not gonna work. Like, period. Like, it's gone. It's done. It shouldn't even have begun.
Number one is trustworthy. You don't know what that person is doing at all.
Especially long distance.
You've got to trust them.
And I'm sorry, from what I didn't see from a whole lot of different relationships growing up, like just seeing it, I was like, man, this is disgusting. It's disgusting what people do and live that far away from each other. It's just, they be having a whole nother relationship wherever they at.
That's true. People do that in close distance relationships.
Hey, but I ain't trying to scare nobody out from the long distance relationship. I mean, at the end of the day, it worked out between me and you. It worked out. It worked out.
It's worth fighting for if you're with the right person.
It is. And it's better to be inside that relationship than letting that one get away. I mean, you really can't get that back. And once it's gone, it's gone. What would you say the first thing you would tell somebody getting into a long distance relationship?
Well, what helped us a lot was we FaceTimed constantly.
We FaceTimed every single day, multiple times a day. Probably FaceTimed until we fell asleep.
We did. Sometimes,
like a lot.
I would wake up on FaceTime and I would like see him snoring and hang up.
I will wake up on FaceTime and see her snoring when she never says that she snores, but she snores all the freaking...
I don't snore.
Okay.
I do not snore.
Okay.
I don't know where you're getting that from.
I'm going to have to record that and let the people know.
Please do. I would like to see it too.
I would say FaceTime. And FaceTiming is the number one thing that you can do. It helps out with communication a lot. I know a lot of people like to do the text message thing and things like that, but you really can't feel the emotion. You can't, like, get a visual and feel like you connected to that person.
Oh, yeah.
FaceTime, Skype, whatever it is, you feel really connected to that person. You feel like they're actually in front of you, especially when you lost inside the sauce and sleep.
Lost inside the what?
Lost inside the sauce. You just looking at somebody's eyes and you just like lost in the sauce. I know you was lost in the sauce.
That like lost in your eyes, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. Never heard that before, but alright.
Alright, we gonna go with that one. Look. I would say another thing that you got to do in long distance relationships is you got to like set times. I would say like set times to speak with that person.
Because it is easy to get caught up in your own life because you're not actually with the person and you have to be willing to, you know, kind of give up, I don't know, going out with your friends to actually make time to talk to the person.
It's two people with two different schedules. I'm holding up 4, but hey, 2 people with 2 different schedules, and like schedules change. and you just got to know what's up, and you really don't want to go a day without talking to that person, because a day feels like a very long time when you don't even see that person. It's different when when you're near that person, but like long distance, you basically got to talk to that person every single day.
A lot can happen in a day.
And that's like a little promise that we made, was to talk to each other every single day. Even if it was only for 5 minutes. Some days it was like, sometimes it was literally for 5 minutes. Yeah. But
most days it was like for hours, though.
Yeah, most days it was for hours. Another thing you got to do inside a long distance relationship is you got to send each other gifts. Like every once in a while, you got to send each other little surprises, almost like you're there.
Those are always cute. Flowers, chocolate. I got more surprises.
Yeah, she got more surprises. I don't think I ever got sent anything, but I did get sent the journal pretty often. She came up with the idea of being connected. Like, I thought it was kind of old school, and I'm an old school type of guy, so I was like, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. She came up with the idea of a journal. We mailed this journal probably about once a week to each other. Right now.
Like once every 2 weeks to each other.
Every 2 weeks, whatever you can do. Sometimes we did it more than other times. But we had this journal, and we still have this journal today that kind of tells our story. And it was just, it's good to look back at.
Write a note in it to each other. I'd mail it to him, he'd respond, mail it back, and it, went on like that.
Exactly. Another thing you do not want to do inside a long distance relationship is get into petty arguments. Because petty arguments, when you long distance, those petty arguments, you may think is a little petty.
That's so true.
But that petty argument is actually the biggest thing you've ever seen in your life.
True. If you haven't been in a long distance relationship, you wouldn't know this, but it's harder to fix an argument when you don't have skin on skin contact with that person, and you can't like hug it out or like kiss. And
skin on skin? What you talking about?
Touching, holding hands, kissing, hugging.
See, that's Eve's love language is touch. Touch is her love language.
Yeah, see,
so,
I forgive him easier when he can touch me.
So my love language, do you know what my love language is?
Time is number one.
Time is my love language. I would say another thing you got to do in long distance relationships is you got to know that person's love language. I would advise that in any relationship. You got to know that person's love language. If you do not know that person's love language, you don't know how to communicate to them.
And if you don't know the love languages, go look them up.
Exactly. When you're long distance, you have to cherish the moments and get the best out of the moments when you are together. When you're together, like seriously, when you are together, you got to make sure like everything is A1. Like if there's any arguments going on or whatever, crush that as soon as possible so y'all can spend the rest of that, weekend most of the time together in happiness. So when you go back, it wasn't like you guys didn't even see each other. And then you got that long, long time before you see each other. Or you guys might even break up because that's rough.
Yeah. You can't have a fight the 1 day or 2 days you see each other out of the month. And that happened to us once. We saw each other and it didn't go great. And that just kind of put a damper on until the next time we saw each other.
Right, and it's not good. That's not good at all.
We made it through though.
We made it through. And I remember it was that one moment where we got into an argument and...
It was totally his fault. Whatever he saw.
I don't even know what it is, but she showed her dedication. She flew across the country that weekend, came over just to talk to me. And sometimes you gotta show that.
You gotta work for it. Honestly, you do have to work for it. Don't be with someone who's not gonna work for it with you.
You gotta put in work. Put in work. All day.
Every day.
That would be our advice on long distance relationships or whatnot, but if you're in a long distance relationship and you're watching this, comment below. Let everybody else know like kind of what you do to keep your relationship going. And if you're having issues, maybe somebody down below can help you out. If you guys enjoyed this video, then y'all already know what to do. Make sure y'all click that like button on the way down to the comments. Leave a comment and let us know. Let us know, did we cover everything? Did we not cover everything?
If you guys have any questions, let us know.
And until next time, we out.
We out.
We out.
fast.